God bless. This is some Cincinnati shit, children. This is wild. This is wild. Look at these niggas. Oh shit, they having a concert on a boat. That's some rich nigga shit. That's crazy. Anything is possible. It's so amazing. They living their best life. Oh man. I gotta figure out how you get on there. That's crazy. You just walk around Cincinnati, children, and cool shit just happens. Cool shit just happens, children. It's one of the funnest places on earth. Top 3 favorite place. Top 3 favorite place. Technically top 2, because the other top place is still technically Cincinnati, you know, so top 2 favorite places. But it is 2, it is not 1. We got banished from the Holy Land, my favorite place on earth, and we praying every day to get it back. Lord, we come to you right now to pray that any man that layeth in that bed, in my sacred bed, in my holy bed, may he catch cancer, Lord. May he die on impact with that mattress, Lord. May his skin turn to boils, Lord. May he regret the day that he said, I'm gonna come home with this lady today. May he regret it, Lord. May he die in eternal hellfire. May he burn in Pharaoh's furnace. May the lion devour him, Lord. May every wicked thing that has ever happened to any human being happen to him and all of his future descendants, Lord. I pray that you wipe his name from under heaven, Lord. Any man that should dare take my Malia Malia, Lord. Amen. So, with that said, let's talk about contracts, children. Let's talk about contracts. Contract number 1, don't touch my wife. Don't touch my wife, my guy. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I'm going to pray evil befalls you to all your days. All your days. We don't pray an unrighteous prayer. Every prayer I mean from the heart. I meant every word. Die, bitch, die. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to focus on God Talks on one channel, you know, and then we're going to put the other stuff on the other channel, you know, like concepts for episodes and stuff. We'll upload that to the other channel, and then we'll focus on this channel being like where we preach the gospel, and the gospel we preach is the whole gospel, children. The whole God, because God don't like fake. He don't like if you pray a righteous prayer and don't mean it, children. You get no credit for that. That's actually sinning, because you're lying. You know, but today we talk about contracts, children. So, the top contract, children. Children, your daddy is looking for somebody who can do this camera work shit for me so I don't have to do it myself. I've been trying to give somebody a $20 an hour job. And all you got to do is be my personal secretary. Just follow me around, do what the fuck I say. You know, like, how hard is that? Yeah, apparently it's very hard, you know. But anyway, so contracts. The top contract that you as a woman can give a man is the title of husband. That comes with some stipulations that he should lay out for you, and you being his wife comes with stipulations that you should lay out for him. That means from a woman's perspective, I am equal to you, and from a man's perspective, I am equal to you. I prefer to use the word equivalent because a man and a woman are never equal. We're different, okay? Equal means the same. Similar is equivalent, okay? So let's use these words correctly, children. So when you meet someone as my son, and we talked about this in a previous episode, that you would die for, that you would do anything to have this woman, okay? If she told you you could never have a kid, you would never have a kid. If she told you she wants 10 kids, you would find a way to support 10 kids. If she told you, what's something else women will tell you, her kids that she had before you comes first, you'll do it. You'll do whatever is her non-negotiable, you will meet that. But remember, son, Everybody gets 4. You don't get 10. Okay, that's what God, you get 10 because God is a lot nicer than man. But everybody gets 4 non-negotiables where it's like, okay, these are things about me that are my baggage that I need you to accept. When I'm talking to somebody, the first baggage I need you to accept is Jesus, because that's not baggage to me. That's baggage to you, because you don't believe in Jesus, not like I do. So that's number 1. Number 2 is my wife, Malia. Number 3 is my wife, Tiffany. Technically, that's still number 2 because that, that's a package deal because that's my daughter. Like we were a family. The only thing I didn't do was put a ring on it officially, but I put a baby in it, so that's good enough. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as she comes back. The other one is Malia, who I met after that one. And man, oh man. So, and they don't even know each other. So like, how do I get both my wives back? Only God knows, and he's gonna figure it out because he knows what I'm praying for. But those are my 2 wives, children. Those are the 2 women that I sat down with and we made contracts together and we signed them, and that's just who I rock with for the rest of eternity. Letting off fireworks. It's not the 4th of July, children. It's a random day in May. It's May 24th, 5/24, Kobe, So that's the biggest contract that you can give someone, children. That's why I wanted to lead with that one. Any other contract that you give someone is not equivalent. So let's go through these contracts, children. What's another type of contract that we can give someone, Dad? That's a great question, child. That's a great question. I love you for that, child. So other contracts that you can give someone, there's a step below the wife, okay? And it's a 1-word difference. So you got to be very clear about this, children, because people of this age are stupid and they do not listen. If someone's not listening, don't even offer them this contract because this is still too high. If they are stupid, if they are a common person, if they are a muggle, if they are a pleb, if they are a slave, okay, if they are any of these things, children, I'll teach you exactly what these people look like and sound like. It's very easy to recognize them, and then you can just ignore them and keep living your fabulous fucking life in front of them. But so if they're not the wife, okay, then they can be a wife, okay? Here's the difference between the wife and a wife. The wife, and this applies to husbands too, it's just, I'm mainly talking to my children, and we talk from the male perspective because that's the most important perspective. Then the woman's perspective is the next most important perspective, but her perspective, because she's a woman, usurps the male's perspective, so he should listen to her because she will only disagree with him when it makes no sense. That's the only time she'll disagree with him. As long as it makes sense to her and she can get behind the plan, she'll ride with it because that's what a good woman does. She's a rider. Bonnie and Clyde. We say Bonnie first because she was the ride or die. You know what I'm saying? That's real. That's real. Lauren and Nipsey. We say the lady first, man, because that's a real woman. And there are a lot of women who pretend to be women. Remember, daughters, sign you're special, you're intelligent, you're new, you're gorgeous. That's what you need to be as a wife. That's what you need to be. As a man, you need to be successful. You need to be in it. You need to be no nonsense. And you need to be gangster, son. That's what we need. That's what our sign stands for. The only similarity between the two is the L, which is listen. Sign language. Listen language. Okay? Both of you got to listen. You as the male got to listen. You can't be tone deaf, son. You as the woman, you got to listen, can't be tone deaf, Vic. You got to listen, you got to comprehend, you got to understand, you got to communicate, you got to negotiate. You have to compromise. You got to compromise because that's what marriage is. Study who Will and Jada is, because through all the stuff they've been through, they still come home to each other. They're still married to each other. There's a portion in their journey where both of them say, I did not believe we would ever find our way back to each other. And guess what they did? They find their way back to one another because they are Neo and Trinity in the Matrix. No matter what happens between us, no matter how much space, no matter how much time, It's me and you to the end of time, baby. There are two women that I felt that way about with. Tiffany Lynn, who my mother can attest to this. If she came back to this day, we can work it out. Let's play. The other woman, the only woman I ever like literally married, you know, there's a ring and everything. Malia, you know, and if she came back to this day, hey, let's work it out. Let's play, you know. But any other woman would be what's called a wife, which means that you're not equivalent to these two. So in the Bible, the best example of this to me is Rachel and Leah, who were literal sisters. Leah was the first wife, which was Tiffany. That's the wife that you accepted, okay? That's the wife that you accepted gracefully. But Rachel or Malia, that's the wife that you just couldn't believe existed. You couldn't believe existed. And then there were other wives. Those are what's called a wife. And, you know, they fill in the missing pieces. And it's okay to be that woman. Vic, whichever one of them women that you are, as long as you are a wife, that's all that matters in life. Because it's better to be with Pharaoh, okay, at least in my opinion. It's better to be with Pharaoh than it is to be with a slave. You know what I mean? Because if you gonna be miserable, I'd rather be miserable in a Ferrari. I'd rather be miserable in a Lambo in a mansion in the sky than miserable under a bridge, homeless, screaming, I don't know why. But here's the thing, Vic, here's the thing. And this is what trumps everything I just said. For Malia, I would be homeless. I would be stranded. I would be desolate. I would be whatever it took to be with Malia. I'm really crazy about that woman. It's maddening, but it gives me so much peace and sanity to be crazy about her. Because I've never felt this way before. And it's my favorite feeling ever. The feeling of love is just incredible because it doesn't go away. It doesn't change. It doesn't edit itself. Yeah, I mess up. I might say some mean stuff. I might, you know, do something I regret. I might, you know what I'm saying? But I'm never going to hurt you. I'm never going to do wrong by you. I'm damn sure never going to cheat on you. I'm never going to abuse you. I'm always going to apologize. Like, not a day will go by that I don't apologize for whatever I did to piss you off. You know, but it's just love. But being a wife still means that you're a wife, which means you get children. It means you get protection. It means you get love. And it means you get a say. It means you get a say. You don't get the final say, but you get a say because you're a part of the board. But we got to keep in mind, everybody in the board ain't equal. It's one CEO. It's one person beneath him. It's one person beneath. Like, we ain't all just equal out here. We don't all get the same say. But that's still a wife. Look at the audience, man. Birds love to come hear me preach the gospel. These niggas just kept filing in. I be telling people I have live audiences, you know what I'm saying? It's a good time. And every once in a while, somebody will come up and speak to me and we can talk about God. It's beautiful. But yeah, being the wife is you winning the race. Because that means he'll do anything for you. Because I do anything for Tiffany and our children. I do anything for Malia and our children. Period. Being a wife means I'll do anything that doesn't compromise what I just said. You know what I mean? That's what being a wife means. But as long as you remain a wife, you always have protection. You always have babies. And you always have me to some degree. You know? Now, let's take it away from the realm of wives, because those are the only two types of wives. You're either the free wife or you're the slave wife, okay? Now, let's look at slaves, okay? You're either the free slave or the slave. And those have different contracts, children. So these are the top 4 contracts that you can offer somebody that wants to be romantically involved in your life. Anybody else is just an associate, an acquaintance, something like that. But you don't want to call them a friend. Because a friend is someone who's also family. They just don't share direct DNA with you. But they do share DNA with you because we all are at least cousins. Because we all descend from the same 2 people. You see what I'm saying, children? It gets deep. It gets deep the deeper you go into the matrix. Let's talk about these slave contracts. So the free slave is you giving the slave, which is somebody that wants you, but you don't want them in that same way. So you can offer to them to be your slave, which means let's look at free, for example. So that means that you are free to come and you are free to go. You are only a slave when we're together. You know what I mean? Which means you don't get a say in what the fuck's going on. Okay, we're just acquaintances who happen to be kind of friends. You know, that's the free slave, which means if you have a boyfriend, if you have a family, if you have a husband, whatever you have, as long as the husband is cool with it, like he has to know, because I'm not, you know, entertaining somebody's wife and they don't know. Like that's not cool, bro. Because I'm a firm believer that if David would have went to Uriah and just told him, like, bro, I need your wife. I need your wife. Can you please divorce her so that I can have her? Because I need her to rule this kingdom effectively. I need her to the point that I'm willing to kill you to have your wife. Can I have your wife? If he had have said that, he might have respected it. And he was loyal to David, so he might have been like, sir, yes, sir. Like he wouldn't have even needed to kill him. And then David could have promoted him and he could have found another wife. He didn't have to kill him, bro. That was so cold. That was so cold. David is a cold, stone cold killer. But he the GOAT. And I can't judge him because I did the same thing for Malia. What? She looks like that, God? Oh, I gotta have that one, God. I know you gave me these other ones, but I gotta have that one, you know. I need my bird. I need my fish. Don't touch my wife, bitch. Children, the free slave is a slave that you allow the opportunity to live their life and then still come be a part of yours. The drawback with that is I owe you nothing, okay? And any child that we have, I owe you nothing, okay? And any child that we have is my child. But that's the same for the slave, the free slave and the slave, okay? That's the exact same contract right there. The child always comes with me. You sign a contract that is legally binding, okay? And that's what we do. That's what we do. So let's discuss the slave, okay? So the slave has benefits that the free slave does not. So the slave is a slave who you child, my child, do not want to be with, but they really want to be a part of this. They really want to join the team. They really want to take these trips and go across the world and do fun shit, children. They really want to do it all. But you don't want them. So you can offer them the contract to be your slave, which means you still don't get a say, okay? But you can live with me. You can be my maid. You can be my servant. You can clean up. You can cook. You can clean. You can be my secretary, okay? If you want to, we can mess around. You know, if you get pregnant, the kid is mine. The kid is mine. You sign a contract. And we can rock out like that. That's a good time. And those are the only 4 contracts you offer people, children. Because for them to get a baby out of the situation and then take money out of the pocket, that's not what we doing. That's not what we doing. We're not out here giving out free checks for kids. No, we want the kid. We want the kid. So those are the types of contracts that you can offer people, children. Those are the types of contracts that you can offer people. Any other contract, you don't need it to be a contract. Like for us to be acquaintances, we don't need to know each other. We don't need to disclose anything. We don't need to come to a compromise. We don't even need to come to an agreement. We can just hang out and be cool. We can just hang out and be cool. That's it. That's cool, you know? But, yeah, so that's the contract, children. The next thing we're going to talk about, we'll wait for the Lord to decide that, but those are the 2 things he wanted us to talk about. Respect the Lord your God and figure out the contract that you want them to sign. And you figure that out by just listening to them, because they'll tell you if they're a liar, they'll tell you if they're a deceiver, they'll tell you if they're a manipulator, they'll tell you if they haven't healed, they'll tell you if they're still traumatized from all the experiences. They'll tell you these things by telling you, I go from relationship to relationship. Like that's a compliment. Like that's a good thing that you just hop from meat to meat or from cookie to cookie. You just, the cookie monster, just eating up all the cookies. No matter what kind of, you know, demons come with that. Like, hate to see it, children. But this has been God Talks, the contract.